Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the video. We are going to be looking at the Hawk 30 again on Muravanka, and Muravanka is a really good map for light tanks, guys, in my opinion. I think some people do not like this map, but I actually really enjoy playing on Muravanka from both spawns, because what I like to do is I go to the forest first, guys, and from the forest I always come right here and knock down this tree. Now, eventually, if I continue to show this enough, someone will blind fire this tree, but I think I've been blind fired here maybe 1 or 2 times, and I've done this like 50 plus times at this point. No one ever notices that the tree is knocked down here, and it just works for me every single time. Check this out, guys. We're able to spot the even. We get one shot into him there, and then I'm actually going to get another moving shot into him there. 2 AG shells into the even 90, and we're at 635 damage. And this is what the Hawk 30 is capable of, man. We're going to switch to APCRs real quick. I'm going to spank the Progetto, and we're already at 874 damage from the get-go, guys. And this is why I love the Hawk 30, because of its damage per shot. It's very powerful as a light tank at tier 8. The gun is basically like a tier 9 in my opinion, with the damage it does with AG as well. And this thing really can be a damage monster. Like, if you know how to use it properly, you're going to have a good time in this vehicle. But anyway, Muravanka, guys, we're also doing spotting here. So we're coming up, the even 90, I mean, our even 90, I mean, has taken a lot of damage already. Their even 90 goes down, we get like a third of the spotting, or however that's calculated there, and all good. But take a look at the rest of the map, right? Like, what do you guys think is going on here? We have how many people here, and there's just nothing except the Progetto and the LT-432. I'm starting to wonder where these people are, and you'll kind of see the way this game turns out, but it was actually very interesting, in my opinion, how this game went. Like, just the circumstances that led up to the final result, very strange, guys, in my opinion, and we're gonna talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it, and I'm going to share with you, like, why I think certain things happened. And in fact, we have the free replay camera, so we can truly see what happened. But I'll say this, guys, it's one of the weirdest games I've played on Muravanka, for sure. One of the weirdest games that I've played on Muravanka. And we're running the ridgeline now. I'm able to spot the LT-432. I think he just wasn't quite fully in a bush here. He was, to be a green player by XVM and not really sitting fully in a bush, I think was a big mistake on his part and not expected. But BZ-176 is able to hit him in the rear and do like 800 damage. So we get really good spotting from that. And you can see up here now we're at more spotting damage than damage. Take a look at what's now happening. We got 2 heavies over here, guys. So are you starting to notice something a little strange about what's, basically going on here? I'm not sure why these guys didn't come all the way forward and try and fight on the ridgeline, but they're trying to camp back here, and you're going to see that it actually works for them, guys. Basically, I'm just going to spoil it for you. This play that they're doing, their whole team basically being in like B0, C0, whatever, is actually going to work. So I'm poking up here. I do get a shot to the KV4 here. I think I use a heat round. I'm not sure if that goes in. We'll take a look at the end plates. I don't actually remember, but I'm poking up here and just consistently trying to get shots on these guys and try and keep them back, right? If they're allowed to continue poking up here, they're going to whack the 52, they're going to whack the TVP or whoever else is lit here, and I'm trying to kind of keep them lit so that their sixth sense continues to go off, right? And they'll want to keep backing down. Sometimes just spotting people, guys, is enough to, I don't want to say win a game, but it's enough to maybe even win a side of the map, because what you're doing is you are continuously spotting someone, their sixth sense continues to go off, and they're scared, right? They're scared to poke when they're spotted, obviously. They don't want to do that. So I'm now going to come to this area of the map, and again, that's something really important to note, guys. It's not going to show on your score sheet, on the end plates, on your scorecard, whatever you want to call it, that you were actively spotting people and keeping them down, even though if there wasn't much spotting damage from it. But it helps to spot people and always be giving the team information, guys. We come to this area, we spot the SMV. I made a mistake here, just like the LT-432 did, and there's a gap here in the bushes, guys, a big gap if you look, and I actually went from this bush to this bush. But now I'm going to stay here because I have the SMV lit. We actually do get some spotting from him, from spotting him. We're at 1300, then someone else hits him, we're at 1600, and we're just kind of little by little, little by little, little by little, guys. That's what you have to do as a light tank. Don't try and bite off more than you can chew, so to speak. Continue to get the spotting as the game progresses, little by little. Because in the end, like it doesn't really matter if you get it, try and get it all at once. You're going to throw away your HP. If you're getting it little by little, you're still going to get pretty much the same amount of spotting in the end, right? And you're going to have more HP, right? We're still at max HP here, guys, so keep that in mind. We spotted the S1. S1 appeared over here, by the way, and the S1 was cleaned up, and this is all CVS, guys, because we were actually going through, I think it was this tree right here that my vision was going through, but we were able to spot him through that tree. CVS is wild, man. CVS is wild, especially when vehicles are moving as well. You cut through so much concealment, and when people move, their camo value gets decreased even more with the CVS, that he got lit through all that and got freaking deleted off the map. And yeah, now we're at 2637, guys. And take a look at this. Look at what's going on here. We're able to spot the Samua. Come up here, spot the Samua, and I guess it was the ISU that got that shot off for 800 something, right? And he's hitting the Samua here. You would think, like, based on how my game is going, we're at 3,500 spotting and over 800 damage. We're at well over 4,000 combined, guys, and we are losing this game. Like, look at the top. We're down 3,000 HP, and I make a really stupid poke here to try and take a shot at the Borisk, and that was a big mistake on my part. But this is why HP is so important, guys, because now I still have 402 HP, so I'm not even a one-shot to most of the vehicles on the map still, and that's vital. I need to now get away from this, though. I need to run away. That's all we can do here. The ISU is going to die because he doesn't have the mobility, and they're going to end up winning the East. Now, why do I think this happened? I think all my teammates just pushed up over this ridge line, and these guys were all holed down and were able to clean them up, and it's just the way it worked out in this game. The West should have been pushing here. There were a bunch of people just sitting here doing nothing, while probably half the team was just sitting in this area, and I'm telling the TVP to continue to come back. He's spotted and he's going to die as well. So what I'm going to do is get in my standard bush on the cap circle at this point, and we're just going to sit here and we're going to watch this game finish. Right, I'm pretty much certain that we're going to lose at this point, but I really think it was, I mean, I'm not one of those players that likes making fun of other people, but I think this is the reason why we lost this game. There was just too much camping going on back here in this corner. These guys should have probably been pushing, or at least trying to push this, right? And this is the way the game worked out, guys. My team kind of pushed like this. They ran into a bunch of people that are hold down here and hold down here. And that's what happened, guys. That's the case, and you just have to move on. It's going to be a loss. But I did have to say in the chat, for real, man, like half their team was in A0, and I said LMAO because it was funny, man. Like, you saw this big red circle just like in this whole area of the map, and it was like no one was really trying to adjust to it. And this is what happens in World of Tanks. People will not make the proper adjustments a lot of times because a lot of people are just casual players and they don't care. They don't care. It's sad to say, guys, but they just don't care. They're here to enjoy themselves, and that's fine. You know, it's a free-to-play game. You're free to play it however you want. If you want to just have fun, you know. It is the case, and this guy started rambling on, and I just said, welcome to World of Tanks, man. Like, this is the way things go. People aren't always concerned with the win. They just want to shoot red tanks, right? And you have to be okay with that, guys. And if you're not, I would highly suggest that you find another game to play, because you're going to get way too frustrated playing World of Tanks, man. I have played many battles now up to this point, probably like 35,000 battles, guys. Maybe I'm coming up on like 40,000 battles, and for the first half of my World of Tanks career, I'll call it, I used to get so mad at teammates, man, but you just have to let it go, man. Like I'm telling you, there's just so many casual players, guys, that play this game that you have to just be okay with losing half the time and your team's just being garbage, and these raffle stomps, I like to call them, right, where it's just 15-5, 15-3, whatever. So we're going to sit in this bush. We're going to get as much spotting damage as we can, guys, and I'm now looking for the easiest target to go after for my final shot. And who's that going to be? It's going to be the Scorpion G, guys, right? We have the 100mm HE, 100 millimeters of pen, I should say, HE rounds that do 320 damage a shot, and I'm going to go after the Scorpion's turret when I feel I need to. So I'm going to keep waiting because I see that the TVP and also the WZ-121 FT is back here, so I'm going to wait to pull the trigger until I gather as much spotting damage as possible. And there's one other play I could have made here. What do you guys think? We could have been sitting back here, right? This is possible. We could have been sitting back here, but we wouldn't be spotting nearly as much. So now it's a decision where, again, we talk about people trying to call me a stat patter or whatever, and I really hate this because I'm always playing for the team, guys. I'm going to try and give the WZ shots, the TVP shots. I want these guys to have the shots, man. If I get back here, yeah, I could do a lot more damage and pad W and 8, but this is the best spot to be as a light tank right now, guys, because we're spotting the entire team. That's what we have to do. And you can see the BZ176 is just rambling on and on and on, man. It's like, yo, play another game or be okay with these games, right? The way they go. Like, you can't be mad all the time. So I'm going to take my final shot at the Scorpion G here once it's just the TVP alive. Obviously, we die here. Like, everyone's going to target me as soon as I'm lit. We do 305 damage to the Scorpion G. I'd like it to be a little more than that. And then he shoots me at the end like, ha ha ha, hee hee ha ha, whatever, dude. Some people are just weird and funny, man. But that's the case, guys. 1400 damage, 48-55, and it's a loss, you know, boo-hoo, but you move on, right, guys? So let's take a look at the end plates. And again, I think I explained basically why we lost this. A lot of people camping in J, K, maybe even H areas, 1, 2, 3. And then we had a huge red marker on the map over here, a bunch of tanks, and my teammates kind of pushed in this way. They weren't hold down. They made the mistake of exposing themselves too much. They get cleaned up. Team pushes this way, team pushes this way, team pushes this way, and we have this area of the map, and that's it. I sit in a bush, get as much spotting damage as I can, and it's a GG. So that's it, guys. We'll move on now. So here we have the spotter badge, 5,300 combined. It was 1,600 damage, so I don't believe, or we did hit the, we had 1409 here and we came out with 1608, so we did hit the KV4. We did pen the KV4 or KV3, whatever it was, with the heat round, and so we ended up with 1,600 and 5,300, guys. I mean, this is like almost 7,000 combined, right? I mean, this is an incredible game for me, and it just so happens that it's a loss. Like, this is what's going to happen, guys. Sometimes your team is just not the good team, and you have to be willing to accept that and move on. I can't emphasize that enough, guys. Just accept it and move on. So 1608 here, guys. 520. We were the biggest loser, I'd like to call it. Not by damage, but by combined. And the rest of their team played really, really well. That's all I can say about this, guys. 5,300 spotting, man. And we got 130k out of this. Like, that's why I've been playing this tank a lot, is because I'm really trying to... It's easy to pad your damage with the HE, which then gets you more coin, because you're just shooting the standard like HE rounds and not the heats. But you can do a lot of damage with the HEs, right? So I do that, and you get a good amount of coin, man. Like, you do. That's why I kind of like this vehicle. Like, it just does more damage than a lot of other light tanks at this tier. So that's it, guys. If you're wondering how I have this thing set up, I do run it with the CVS. I do have a bounty low noise exhaust and then optics, and always CVS in the scouting slot, guys. This is huge. This is very important. CVS in the scouting slot, so you get the extra percentages towards knocking down concealment through foliage and also concealment while on the move. So very important. And you know, the crew is pretty stacked on this. I do have a pretty stacked crew, man. Situational awareness, well, almost 3. I guess we wouldn't call that stacked, but intuition, you know, we have full concealment here and situational awareness, recon, snapshot, and smooth ride. So that does help quite a bit, guys. And after 153 battles with this vehicle, guys, I'm only averaging a 48% win rate. Would you believe that? We're averaging 1,242 damage, though, which, again, this thing is a pretty crazy damage dealer if you're willing to play it like that. Certainly, I could play it differently. On Muravanka, run to the back of the map and camp it out. When in doubt, camp it out. But here we sat in a bush and tried to give our team as much spotting as we could, and that's just the way I like to play it, guys. I don't like to brag about my selflessness or whatever. I just like to play a light tank the way I think it's supposed to be played, and in my opinion, I have 500 view range. Why am I going to sit in the back when I can sit in a bush farther up and give my team a chance? So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one on Muravanka. I hope you learned something, and I will catch you for the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye now.